Beginning in 2023, a photo ID will be required to vote in North Carolina. For most voters, this will simply mean showing their North Carolina driver's license at the polls. There are many other identification options that voters can use to vote. These options are a U.S. passport or U.S. passport card, a state ID from the Department of Motor Vehicles, a North Carolina voter photo ID card, which can be obtained for free from a county board of elections, a college or university student ID that has been approved by the State Board of Elections, or an employee ID from a state or local government or charter school that has been approved by the State Board of Elections. Voters who have registered to vote in North Carolina within 90 days of the election are also allowed to present a driver's license or non-operator's ID from another state, District of Columbia, or U.S. territory. Voters aged 65 or older can use unexpired or expired versions of any of these IDs, so long as they were unexpired on the voter's 65th birthday. For all other voters, these IDs must be unexpired or expired 1 year or less in order to be accepted. There are 3 additional types of photo IDs that will be accepted at the polls, regardless of whether the ID contains an expiration or issuance date. They are a federally issued military or veteran ID card, a tribal enrollment card issued by a state or federally recognized tribe, or an ID card for a public assistance program that was issued by the state of North Carolina or a U.S. government agency. So what will the voting process look like with the new photo ID requirement? When you go to the polls to vote during early voting or on election day, the election official at the check-in station will ask you for your last name, followed by your first name and your residence address. Upon finding you in the voter registration database, the election official will ask for your photo ID. Election officials will confirm that you bear a reasonable resemblance to your photo ID. In other words, when the officials look at the photo on the ID you provide, they will decide if the photo looks similar enough to you that you're the person on the ID. Election officials are required to bear in mind that there are many reasons that a person's appearance could change. They'll also verify the name on the photo ID to ensure that it is the same or substantially similar to the name in your voter registration record. If a reasonable resemblance cannot be established by the check-in operator, supervising election officials from the polling place will meet and conduct a challenge hearing. If they do not unanimously agree that the photo does not meet the reasonable resemblance requirements, you will receive a regular ballot. Even if the supervising election officials unanimously determine that your photo does not meet the reasonable resemblance requirements, you will still have the opportunity to vote provisionally and will be provided additional instructions on how to satisfy the photo ID requirements prior to the county canvass. There are specific instances where voters will not be required to show a photo ID to vote. Voters who have a religious objection to being photographed, were victims of a natural disaster within 100 days of the election, as declared by the President of the United States or the Governor of North Carolina, or have a reasonable impediment preventing them from showing a photo ID, can complete an ID exception form and vote provisionally. Voters that do not qualify for any of the exceptions and cannot provide an acceptable photo ID at the time of voting will be offered a provisional ballot. After voting, an acceptable photo ID will need to be brought to the County Board of Elections office by the close of business on the day prior to the county canvass. The ID provided will be evaluated the same way a voter's ID is evaluated at the voting site. Do you bear a reasonable resemblance to your photo ID? And is the name on the photo the same or substantially similar to your name in the voter registration record? If you vote at home through absentee by mail, you will be asked to include a photocopy of one of the acceptable forms of ID or a completed ID exception form with your return ballot. For additional information on voter photo ID, visit our website at www.dcovotes.com or call us at 919-560-0700. You can also scan this QR code to visit the State Board of Elections voter ID page. We look forward to seeing you at the polls.